Welcome back to the Hall of Doctor Who Continuity. Before us today stands a new piece of Doctor Who lore.
I'm looking for aliens!
Hey, how you doing?
Hang on, what's the girl from 2004 doing in the 1920s if you nicked my mate's TARDIS?
Okay, so, hear me out. By the Wiki's own logic, this is a professional production, aired on TV, using characters and items associated with the Doctor Who franchise.
I've written a script that I'm going to direct where I've brought all these things together. It's an original idea.
From what I can tell, John Bishop has a creative intent, therefore making this a story. If I may be so bold, a Doctor Who story. Throw it on the wiki! Who else is in this? Downton Abbey? Friends? Sure. The topographical map of every series and their canonical crossovers is incestuous at this point. Or as I like to call it, Fortnite. Sam, you're looking at this too literally. It doesn't actually make sense for Thunderbirds to be a part of the Star Trek universe, and the Star Trek universe to be a part of the Doctor Who universe, and through that we get Star Wars and Simpsons and Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm sorry to inform you, it all works. Maybe too neatly. This is the Tommy Westphal theory. If you want to go around laying the law down on Doctor Who continuity, fine. But you have to think bigger than just Doctor Who. You have to think about every single franchise Doctor Who has touched. And then you have to think of every single franchise those franchises have touched. And somebody's made a graph. Avid followers of the series already know that everything from Hitchhiker's Guide to Transformers, Star Wars to Marvel, Power Rangers to 1984. These series are all interwoven with the Doctor Who timeline. They're all canon. They're all legitimate. Okay, but then what other series has Power Rangers touched? Oh right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who in turn have crossed over with Batman, and from there, you don't want to know how many people Batman has crossed over with. It rhymes with Ruby Goo, and from there, you've got everything from Addams Family, Courage Supernatural, WWE. WWE and Scooby-Doo take place in the same fictional universe as Doctor Who. Deny it. But who's keeping tabs on this franchise IP homogeny? And who's Tommy Westphal? Tommy Westphal is a character from the 1980s American medical drama Saint Elsewhere. Over its 4-season and 6-year tenure, Saint Elsewhere crosses over with a lot of other fictional TV series. The correctional facility from Return to Oz, the bar from Cheers, Babe, the pig Babe. But then something very odd happens in the final episode. It's implied, heavily, that the entire series took place in the mind of a young boy. By this theory's logic, every single franchise that interconnected with Saint Elsewhere was conjured up in the imagination of young Tommy. Does Doctor Who connect to Saint Elsewhere? You better believe it! Let's see. In its references to both the series Cheers and Boston Public, we can see that these NBC shows share a continuity with Frasier, Caroline in the City, that takes us to The Single Guy, and the John Larroquette Show, whatever that is. Then it branches off. You can reach Doctor Who via the series Angel, or Star Trek The Next Generation. Angel and Star Trek have had ties with Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf has had ties with Doctor Who, which then takes us off to Power Rangers and Hitchhiker's Guide and Torchwood and Space 1999. And that's not even the only route in. You could start at Malcolm in the Middle, which then apparently has crossover ties with X-Files, which then takes you to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which then takes you back to Angel, Red Dwarf, Doctor Who. My brain is bad now, and it's been this way for a very long time. There are over 500 properties attached to this graph in just television alone. And trust me, I could add more, including The Cosby Show, Dennis the Menace, Mission Impossible, Heroes? The Office, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Glee, Twin Peaks, That 70s Show, Corey in the House, oh! Luther, Arrested Development, Murder, She Wrote, and Quantum Leap. However that works. Let's not even talk about Lego Dimensions. Oh.
I prefer dogs of the robot variety myself. They're not all slobbery and can talk properly.
What do you mean one of the books canonized the works of Hanna-Barbera? I've got to start over! Oh no. Oh no. You know what's attached to the Doctor Who universe? Tangentially? Breaking Bad! Better Call Saul is Doctor Who continuity. The Walking Dead! Then there's that Dalek and Looney Tunes back in action. Space Jam is Doctor Who canon. I'm gonna stop before this becomes like a fixation. So I'm just gonna shut down my laptop and pretend I never saw this. Ellen is Doctor Who continuity. I'm done. This was just meant to be a funny intro. Fact number 1, please. The companions that time forgot. Or more specifically, should I say, companions that the Doctor forgot. Like Clara and Dan Lewis. There is a great number of classic Who companions that the Doctor just doesn't recall travelling with. For instance, as one of the only 10 people to listen to the audio Colony of Fear, I can tell you that the second Doctor had a boy companion called Talos. They seem to have travelled together for quite a while, maybe longer than like Ben and Polly. But when his time is up and he felt like leaving, as they all do, the Doctor returned him home just a few minutes after they had originally left. Except, he actually left him on the wrong planet and 48 years out of time.
Anyway, as you know, the TARDIS has a mind of its own. You know you can't control it. Can't control it? No. We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Sarah Jane, you don't know how good you got it. 50 years later, an elderly Talos runs into the Doctor again. And credit to him, this mysterious hidden companion that we've never heard of before, he took it all pretty well. Bemused that the Doctor abandoned him and also doesn't remember him. It's fully possible that the Time Lords locked his memories of Talos up. But he does remember everyone else, doesn't he? Victoria and Polly and Zoe and... Hang on, you totally fucking forgot me, didn't you, Doctor?
Scatter!
Bastard. So for his final adventure, the Doctor and Talos defeat a swarm of evil bees. Or whatever, it's been a while since I listened to that one. Hard to pay attention to the monster of the week when we have a new companion inserted clumsily like an OC. No, it's really interesting. The Doctor offers him one last trip in the TARDIS, but Talos is like, Doctor, I'm 60, that ship has sailed. But we should catch up sometime. I could tell you about all these memories you've forgotten. No, I'm good. Bye, Talos. Wonder who that was. And then there was Ali, played by the late great David Warner. Ali was a normal 8-year-old boy in a community hospital. Upon meeting Ben Jackson, though, he is tragically aged to the point that he can be played by David Warner. At the end of the story, just out of, I guess, pity, the Doctor and co invite Ali to come join them. An 8-year-old in an old man's body. And because of unfortunate circumstances, we have never seen Ali again, and we don't know whether he got restored to his true self. I think they took him round the back. I really do. How the Doctor forgets something like that, I don't know. But it was early in his life. He was an old man. Fair enough. I bet there's someone right now clawing at the screen saying, Terra Firma, Terra Firma, talk about Terra Firma. And yes, you'd be correct. In Terra Firma, the big plot twist at the end, as a spoiler warning, a futile spoiler warning. I don't know what these do in my web series anymore. We find out that the 8th Doctor's earliest companions, Samson and Gemma, met a really, really nasty fate. This brother-sister duo met the 8th Doctor in a library and went on to have many, many adventures together before, the big finish range begins. Fluines, Portuus, Murgatroyd, the ice caves of Shabadabadon, the court of Queen Elizabeth I, prehistoric Earth, and Studio 54. These are more adventures than, Victoria got. But when the three of them came across a ship in space, Samson and Gemma go on board alone to explore. This is where they meet Davros. Davros, in his most twisted reveal I think the whole series over, possessed Samson to attack the Doctor and steal the TARDIS, and infected Gemma with a disease that turns humans into Daleks.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Close.
Gemma, it's all right. Don't...
Gemma? Stop it! Please! What are you?
So, as you can imagine, they're not doing so good right now. But even though he set Samson free, it's just a name to him. He doesn't recall any of their memories together, which is probably why he doesn't acknowledge him as a companion in Night of the Doctor.
Charlie, Karis Tempson, Lucy Molly, Grace, Chang Li, Sam, Faye and Fitz, Compassion, Angie, Trix and Izzy, and Benny, Mary, Iris, Miranda, and Stacy, Sard, Croton, Destry, Liv, Helen, Tanya, Andy, Bliss, Samson, Gemma, and Romana, I suppose. Friends, companions I've known, I salute you. And Cass, I apologize. Physician, heal thyself.
I choose to believe that the Eighth Doctor's constant amnesia has resulted in him forgetting most of his friends. Yeah. Fact number 2. Oh, that's cheery. In the Doctor Who world, the Church goes on a homosexual purge. Thanks, who came up with that one? In the 21st century, Christian fundamentalists attempted to perpetrate the genocide of all homosexuals through a series of religious crusades. Cool, that's a fun bit of world building. We've got that to look forward to. New year, new me.
Ma cosa sta succedendo? Chi siete voi due ragazzi? Come mai sono finito qui in questa casa?
According to the Doctor Who universe, we live in one of the most progressive parallel worlds. When Rose Tyler wanted to get back into N-Space, her little dimension cannon fired her into a bunch of really homophobic worlds that blamed the disappearance of the sun on gay marriage. Cool, yeah. Keep it coming, Doctor Who. Love it.
It hurts. It's so gay.
Woo! Fact number 3. Oh no, I forgot what this one was. I forgot it. This is a really disorganised episode, huh? Let's have a little look. Melody Pond! Mel's, apart from the plural of this one, is of course the pseudonym of One River Song. Melody Pond's patchy timeline. We know where she started out, we know where she went, and we know where she ended up, but we don't know too much about how she got from this point to this point. According to Big Finish, Captain Jack Harkness arrived to help a young Melody Pond off the streets of New York, post-regeneration. Grooming? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. Mel's had human parents. How does that work? Well, according to the TV stuff, Melody Pond regenerated into a toddler, which, isn't ideal, but perfect for helping her get picked up by a loving adopted family, I assume. This young 6-year-old girl was born with a terminal illness. But as she started her new life in the year 1970, she had time. 19 years in fact, until her own parents would be born. So under the name Melanie Zucker, she flew to England and grew up with them in Ledworth, even being in their primary school. She drove a Mini Cooper and worked as a management consultant. This is of course when the goblins attack. Oh no, it's Krampus! Yep, a key part, a bonding moment of their mother-daughter relationship is battling the evil Krampus, who invaded their primary school. Her second alien encounter. By the time the Doctor returns to Ledworth in 2010, Amy and Rory are pretty experienced goblin hunters. Pretty fucking crazy, but even crazier that it's actually a very good story. Mel's uses her superhuman strength to defeat Krampus. Now, this isn't the only appearance of Krampus and all his naughty little goblins. I choose to believe these all are the same character originating back in the Doctor Who annuals, but apparently people in space have heard about Mel's. And the reason that so many aliens are attracted to Ledworth is because River Song started some interstellar gossip.
Now you two will never marry, never and the Doctor, and never have this child.
Oh dude, hold up, spoilers! They haven't seen Series 6 yet. What does he mean, Mouse? I'll explain later. And they burst out of the wrapping paper, they defeat the goblins, and they save Christmas. You know, my parents actually met in a very similar way. So yeah, Doctor Who. The only series that can claim to have 4 active Krampuses. But it's very important you take the continuity seriously. And that was the episode, for which I can only apologise. I